Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Sophia. For 15 years, I've had the incredible privilege of being a flight attendant. I've served you coffee, I've shared your milestones, and I've been your first responder at 35,000 feet. And now I am so thrilled to be right here on the ground, sharing all of that insider knowledge with you. Okay, let's get right into today's topic because I know that title is a little intense. Passengers over 70 must know this before flying. Nobody warns you. I know what you're thinking. That sounds alarming. It sounds like I'm about to scare you out of booking that trip to see your grandkids or that cruise you've been dreaming about. You're wondering, is she going to tell me about some new scary rule? Is she going to tell me I'm too old to fly? Let's just get this out of the way. Absolutely not. I am not here to scare you. I am here to prepare you. My entire career is about helping people fly, and I want you to fly safely and comfortably, well into your 70s, 80s, and 90s. But after 15 years, I can tell you that this, the thing nobody warns you about, it isn't a rule. It isn't a discount or a packing tip, though we'll get to those. This is a physiological truth. It's the fact that a modern airplane cabin is an extreme environment, and that environment affects a 75-year-old body profoundly differently than it does a 25-year-old body. Nobody warns you, not your doctor, not the airline, not even your well-meaning kids, about the compounding effect of what I call the high-altitude trap. It's a silent conspiracy of three factors: extreme dehydration, low oxygen, and immobility. Any one of those is a stressor, but when you combine them for 6 hours in a metal tube, they create a unique and serious risk for senior travelers. I've seen it. I've seen a passenger, perfectly healthy on boarding, become pale, dizzy, and frighteningly confused mid-flight. His family was terrified, thinking it was a stroke, but it wasn't. It was the trap. It was a perfect storm of dehydration and low oxygen that for a senior can mimic a serious medical event. So in this video, I am pulling back the curtain on this high altitude trap. I'm going to explain exactly what's happening to your body up there in plain English. And then I am going to give you my practical, flight attendant approved, non-negotiable checklist for how to counteract every single part of it. This is not about discounts. This is about your health. This is about arriving at your destination feeling energized and ready to explore, not feeling like you just went 10 rounds in a boxing ring. And if this is the kind of practical, real-world travel advice you've been looking for, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I am building this channel for you, and I want to hear from you. Please leave a comment below. What is your biggest worry about flying as you get older? What have you experienced? I read every single comment and I will build future videos based on what you want to know. All right, let's get into it. Part 1, the high altitude trap explained. Before we get to the solutions, you have to understand the problem. You have to know what you're fighting. The first part of the trap is the great dehydration. You step onto an airplane and you are in effect stepping into a desert. The humidity in a cabin is often less than 10%. That is drier than the Sahara. Why? It's a side effect of flying. The air at 35,000 feet is almost completely void of moisture. We have to pump that air in, heat it, and pressurize it. The result is aggressively dry air. For a 25-year-old, this is just an inconvenience. They get chapped lips. For a 75-year-old, it is a medical risk. As we get older, two things happen. Our bodies hold less water, and our thirst mechanism, that little signal in your brain that says, hey, you're thirsty, it gets weaker. You can be significantly dehydrated and not even feel thirsty. So you're in this desert dry air, you're losing moisture with every single breath you exhale, your blood is quite literally thickening, your blood pressure changes, your cognitive function starts to slow, you feel tired, you feel dizzy, you get a headache. I had a gentleman on a flight to London. He was in his 70s, traveling alone. He pressed his call button. He was pale. His eyes were a little unfocused. He said, I feel terribly dizzy. My first responder brain starts running scenarios. but I always start with the basics. I knelt and asked him, "Sir, what have you had to drink since you got to the airport?" He thought for a moment. "Well, I had a coffee, and then I had a glass of wine with the meal. That was it. 2 diuretics. He was profoundly dehydrated, and his body was sending out a distress signal." We spent the next hour just slowly rehydrating him with water. He was fine, but he was scared. He thought something was terribly wrong. That's part 1 of the trap. The second part is the thin air, or hypoxia. This is the one that really surprises people. When you are on a plane, you are not breathing sea-level air. The FAA requires that we pressurize the cabin to the equivalent of 8,000 feet. That's it. So when you are cruising, you are, in effect, sitting on top of a mountain in Colorado for the entire duration of your flight. What does that mean? It means the air is thinner. There is less oxygen pressure. Your body is getting about 25% less oxygen with every breath than it is right now, sitting in your living room. For a 25-year-old, the body just compensates. They're fine. But if you are over 70, and especially if you have any underlying respiratory condition, COPD, asthma, even just reduced lung function, your body is now struggling. It is working so hard to get enough oxygen to your brain and your organs. This is why you feel so exhausted after a flight. It's not just the travel, it's the hypoxia. It's why you can't focus on your book. It's why you feel foggy and out of it. Now, combine this with the dehydration. You have less oxygen in thicker blood. Do you see how this is a trap? Your heart is now working overtime to pump thick, sludgy, poorly oxygenated blood all through your body. This is why for seniors, a simple flight can feel like a major athletic event, because physiologically, it is. And that brings us to the third and most dangerous part of the trap, the immobility factor. You are in a cramped seat. You can't recline. You've got a bag at your feet. And you don't want to be bothersome, so you don't get up to use the restroom. You are sitting, immobile, for hours. So let's review our high altitude trap. Your blood is thick from dehydration. Your heart is pounding from the low oxygen. And you are sitting perfectly still. This is the textbook, grade A, perfect recipe for a deep vein thrombosis, or DVT, a blood clot. This is when that thick, sludgy blood pools in your lower legs, and it forms a clot. And I cannot tell you how serious this is. I've had passengers call me over. "Sophia, my leg, it just feels cramped. It's really warm." That, for a flight attendant, is a code red 5-alarm fire. That is a potential DVT right there. The danger isn't just the clot in your leg. The danger is that when you stand up after landing, that clot can break free, travel to your lungs, and cause a pulmonary embolism. And that is often fatal. Dehydration, hypoxia, immobility. This is the this nobody warns you about. It's not one thing. It's the combination of all 3. And it is 100% preventable. Part 2. Sophia's counter plan. How to beat the trap. Okay, you're now an expert on the problem. You are not going to fall into this trap. Here is your new non-negotiable checklist. This is what you are going to do, starting before you even book your ticket. 1. The doctor's flight plan. This is your first step. You are going to go to your doctor. But you are not going to say, "I'm fine to fly," right? You are going to be specific. You are going to say, "Doctor, I am 78 years old. I am planning a 6-hour flight. I need to know if my body is safe at an 8,000-foot cabin pressure with 10% humidity. Do any of my medications need to be adjusted? Do I need supplemental oxygen for the flight?" If you have any respiratory issues, you must ask this. You might be fine walking around, but at an 8,000-foot equivalent, you may need a portable oxygen concentrator, or POC. Your doctor is the only one who can clear you for this. Get a specific flight plan for your health. 2. The one-sheet rule. This is about countering the cognitive overload of travel. Airports are chaotic. They are designed to overwhelm you. You do not want to be relying on your phone's battery. I had a gentleman, 75, 80 years old, at a gate in O'Hare. His flight was delayed. His phone was dead. He was near tears. He couldn't remember his son's phone number to call for the new arrival time. It was total avoidable panic. Your new rule, the one sheet. You will get one piece of paper. You will print out your flight confirmation, your hotel confirmation and its address, your car rental confirmation, the phone number of the person picking you up. This one sheet of paper goes in your pocket, not your bag, your pocket. It is your analog, unhackable, battery-free lifeline. 3. The human shield. Book the wheelchair. I know what you're thinking. Sophia, I'm 72. I walk 5 miles a day. I don't need a wheelchair. I am asking you to reframe the wheelchair. A wheelchair is not a sign of weakness. It is a first-class ticket through the chaos. When you request wheelchair assistance, you are not just getting a chair. You are getting a human escort. That person bypasses the giant security line. That person bypasses the 200-person line at customs. That person knows the airport. They will navigate the half-mile trek to Concourse F. That person will push you right to the door of the aircraft. You are not using the chair because your legs can't do it. You are using the chair so that your heart and brain don't have to. You are saving all of that precious energy for the flight itself. Be a hero on your vacation, not in the airport terminal. 4. The pre-flight hydration rule. This is my #1 personal non-negotiable rule. I live by this. The fight against dehydration does not start on the plane. It starts 24 hours before. You must preload your body with water. But here is the critical airport part. The moment you get through security, your first stop is a newsstand. You will buy a 1-liter bottle of water, and you will drink all of it before you board the plane. Yes, I am serious. But Sophia, I'll have to get up and use the bathroom. Good, that's the goal. First, it means you're hydrated. Second, it means you are beating part 3 of the trap. You are not being immobile. You must start the flight fully hydrated. 5. The booze and coffee trap. You are now on the plane. You are hydrated, the cart comes by. The high altitude trap is offering you 2 of its best weapons, coffee and alcohol. Both are diuretics. They actively remove water from your body. And at an 8,000-foot altitude, that 1 glass of wine, it hits your oxygen-deprived brain with the force of 2 glasses. I'm not saying don't. I'm a flight attendant. I'm realistic. But you must follow the crew rule. For every 1 cup of coffee or 1 glass of alcohol, you must drink 2 full glasses of water to compensate. Water is your medicine on a flight. 6. The magic socks, your new best friend. This is your #1 defense against DVT. If you do nothing else on this list, do this. Wear compression socks. You think they're for old people? You think they're ugly? I'm wearing them right now under my uniform. Every pilot, every flight attendant, we all wear them. Why? Because we know the risk. They are not just tight socks. They are medically engineered to squeeze your lower legs to force that pooling blood to move, to keep it from clotting. They are your second heart, constantly pumping. Get a medical-grade pair. Put them on the morning of your flight. This is not optional. 7. The in-seat workout. Your magic socks are on. Now you have to help them. You don't even have to unbuckle. You just have to move. My favorite? The ankle alphabet. Right now. Lift your feet off the floor. With your big toe, write the alphabet in the air. A, B, C. What you're feeling in your calf? That's your calf muscle, your second heart, flexing. It is squeezing that blood right up your leg, back to your heart. Do this every 30 minutes. 8, the aisle lap. Finally, you must get up. As a flight attendant, let me tell you a secret. We are not annoyed when you get up to stretch or use the lavatory. We are annoyed when we have to call for paramedics on landing because your leg is swollen and you're in pain. We want you to move. So when the seatbelt sign is off, get up. Once an hour. Walk to the back galley, say hi to us, do a little stretch, touch your toes. It's not just stretching. It is quite literally saving your life. It's breaking the immobility part of the trap. Conclusion. So let's review. Flying over 70 is not dangerous, but it is different. Your amazing body, which has carried you for 70, 80 years, just needs a little extra help to deal with the extreme environment of a modern airplane. The this that nobody warns you about is that compounding trap. The way the dry air, the thin air, and the tiny seat all conspire against you. But now, you know, you are not going to fall for it. You are going to see your doctor. You are going to be a first-class traveler in your human shield wheelchair. You are going to have your one sheet in your pocket. You are going to be the most hydrated person on that plane. You are going to wear your magic socks. And you are going to come back to the galley and say hi to me while you do your ankle alphabet. You are not too old to fly. You are not too frail to travel. You just needed the right flight manual for your body. And now you have it. I really hope this empowers you to book that trip. Please share this video with your friends, your parents, your grandparents, anyone who deserves to travel and travel safely. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sophia. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Fly safe.